Hello again, welcome to another unboxing from GusTech. Today we have the Lumia 635 from Nokia running the Windows Phone 8.1 operating system loaded with Lumia Cyan. Now, something to note, this is the AT&T version of the phone. It's included in its Go Phone packaging. Keep in mind, this does not have to be used with Go Phone specifically. You can put any AT&T micro SIM card into the phone and it will work with your plan as long as it is enabled to work with smart devices. Let's go ahead and open it up. Packaging is actually extremely difficult to get into. Thank you, AT&T, for that. So it's as inaccessible as possible. I'm not kidding, this is ridiculous. I didn't think I had to open containers like these after I stopped buying Ninja Turtles toys. Alright, there you have it, the mangled mess that is the unboxing of this ridiculous packaging. Let's get everything out on the table and get rid of that. Perfect. Okay, so now we got it out of its atrocious packaging. Thank you, AT&T, again, for all you do for us. You can see it does have the charging cable here. Now, one thing to note with the charging cable, this is not a data sync cable. This is just a charging cable. Again, you're getting what you pay for. This is a $39 smartphone off contract. You can see it also comes with the SIM card that you can use for the Go Phone activation. We're going to get rid of this because we're not using Go Phone. It also has an instruction booklet with the phone's features. It has various other information included in this packaging. Very simple, like most other phones that AT&T is going to put together. The first thing you have to do with this device is you have to install the battery. This does have a removable battery. So that is done by taking off this back plate. And this battery, while it is a replaceable battery and the phone is not an exceptionally large phone or an expensive one, the battery is actually fairly nice. You can see right there, if you look really close, it says 1830 milliamps. It's actually a fairly large battery, larger than the iPhone 5's battery and a lot of other batteries in low-end devices. The battery is definitely not an issue though, because it does run Windows Phone 8.1, which is by far the most battery efficient operating system on the market right now. You're going to have a lot of battery life with this phone, even in spite of its relatively small battery size. Let's get to peeling off the plastic, the ever so satisfying feel. Oh yeah, there it goes. Maybe I am just weird, but that feels good. And as you can see, it has a nice little sticker on the front that you can promptly remove because this is not what my phone is going to look like. But thank you anyway. Okay, let's get to taking off the back plate. All right, after looking through the instructional pamphlet that is included, thank you AT&T, it tells us how to remove the back plate. Just pull it off. It's really simple. This back plate is black, very dull, very boring. That's why it only costs $39. Again, but you can actually replace these. They're $15 a piece at the Microsoft store, and you can get yourself a nice cyan. You can get a red, yellow, green, blue. You can have an amazing Technicolored phone if you'd like. Let's stick the battery in. As you can see, pops in without too much issue. And right here we have our SIM port. Here we have our micro SD port. Kind of a benefit having them tucked away behind that case, especially because it's actually relatively easy to remove, and they're going to stay very safe locked away in here. Let's get the case back on, the back plate rather. Snaps on real nice. Just push in the corners, make sure you're good. And we'll peel off some more plastic because that's the best part of any unboxing. Now we have the actual device with the battery in it. Keep in mind we do not have a SIM card in here, but we are going to get it started up, and we're going to look at some different startup processes here as this phone gets going. There's a nice vibrate as you hold the power button on the side. Now keep in mind, this is the first Nokia smartphone to not, well, Lumia smartphone with the Windows Phone 8 that does not have a dedicated camera button. It still does have a nice camera, especially for the device itself, but you're going to have to use the on-screen controls rather than the actual dedicated camera button that's usually included right there on the side. So after you go through the boot up process and putting in your information, whether you have a previous Microsoft account, you've used a previous Windows phone or not. It's going to take you through the same process. And then it will start downloading the apps. We're on Wi-Fi. We have fairly fast Wi-Fi, so it shouldn't take too long. This is pretty interesting though. Windows Phone actually downloads the apps as you actually start the phone for the first time. So when you do a factory reset, it's not going to have the apps pre-installed in that factory reset. They install as you actually go through the installation process that's happening right now. This does not have any capacitive buttons. That's also a Windows Phone and Nokia first. Microsoft doesn't require them, but it does have a couple of nuances that are not normally found in Windows Phone. We're going to address that here in a second, because normally these are dedicated haptic feedback buttons at the bottom. Let's look at the back for a second. We have a 5 megapixel camera. This camera is capable of shooting 720p video. It does not have a front-facing camera. A lot of these options that are in higher-end devices, you're not going to find in a phone that's off contract for in the range of about 50 bucks. Right now it is on sale for $39. Normally the phone retails for around $80 to $90, depending on where you're getting it, and obviously what your carrier wants to jack onto that price. The phone is actually quite a fast phone, all things considered. It is loaded with a quad-core 1.2 gigahertz Snapdragon 400 processor. It only has 512 megabytes of RAM, so a lot of the apps on the Windows Phone store are going to be a little bit slower, some are going to be a little bit choppier, and quite a few games probably aren't going to work on this device specifically. The internal storage on the device is 8 gigabytes. Again, not really an issue when you have 128 gigs worth of expandable storage through micro SD cards. Our apps have finally finished installing. Took forever. You'll notice right off the bat, this does have Cortana built in because it is operating on the Windows Phone 8.1 with the Lumia Cyan update. There's a nice little notification for us. It does have a notification center, as you can see. With the messaging, we have our camera, our brightness settings. Now, if you're getting this device for a grandparent, a child, somebody that's not really experienced with a smartphone in general, this is actually a really great first device to have. Part of the reason is because it comes preloaded with so many different apps. Amazon Kindle, the AT&T garbage apps that we're not going to pay attention to, Facebook, MSN Finance, Health and Fitness, navigation apps are included from Nokia, Keeper Security, Password Keeper, all of Nokia's mix of apps that they have for taking pictures, for radio. It also comes preloaded with Microsoft Office, OneDrive. So it has a lot of apps that most people are going to try and get anyway, especially if they don't have a smartphone or haven't had a smartphone previously. As you look at the device, obviously it's very smooth. Again, this is a 4.5-inch display with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. It has a 480p resolution on the phone with 221 pixels per inch. Now again, that's not the greatest pixels per inch rating. A lot of newer devices, flagship devices, are coming with quite a bit more, 300s, even into the 400s. However, for the size of the screen and for the price you're paying, it really does actually look pretty sharp. It doesn't really look all that bad. As we load into the messaging app, you can see it's very hard to tell whether or not that quality is all that bad. Unless you're getting the phone really close to your face, you're not going to notice it. Very good device overall, very impressed with it. So if you're looking for gifts for people this holiday season, the Nokia Lumia 635 smartphone is a great entry-level smartphone that most people can afford even in the $50 price range. Very impressive. Thank you again for joining us for our unboxing and first impressions of the Nokia Lumia 635 smartphone from now Microsoft Mobile. Again, it was quite a pleasure to review this device. Very impressed with it, especially in the price range. Make sure to join us next time for more reviews on phones, gadgets, computer hardware, monitors, cases, graphic cards, you name it, we're going to be reviewing it. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment if you have any questions, if you'd like us to do something differently, or if you just want to say something and speak your mind. Thank you very much for your continued support. We look forward to putting out new videos for all of our subscribers and people out there that are watching our videos. Thanks again.